Where are we off to, hun?
Where are we going?
Where are we going to, hun?
Where are we going, kids?
Where are we going?
To camp.
We're going to camp. We're going to camp. Where are we going, babe?
We're going to Nambung Station.
Nambung Station. Where's that?
It's near Cervantes.
Cervantes.
It's near Cervantes, just off behind the Pinnacle Desert.
Lots of traffic. We'll get there around 6:30, so it's just over 2 hours. Hopefully it's not too dark when we unpack, and hopefully it's not going to rain, but it's pretty blue, so we should be good.
Fingers crossed though.
See you when we get there.
Where's Michael Jackson?
Oh fuck, I'm filming myself.
Whoa.
Coffee,
I was
dirty
filming
Mexicans.
myself.
You what?
About time you answered.
I'm filming myself.
Good morning from Nambung Station. We've just had breakfast and it's starting to warm up. How are you, Eric?
Bloody marvellous.
Yeah? What do you
Yep.
like about the place, mate?
It's nice and quiet actually, but it's open.
It was quiet until we got here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our neighbours left because of us.
Yes. What do you reckon, Evelyn, so far?
Good.
Why are you hiding from the camera, Evelyn?
Hey?
Why are you hiding from the camera, Evelyn?
Why? Why do I need to look
Why are
at
you
the camera?
hiding? We want to see your beautiful Filipina princess face. Oh shit, my camera just cracked. Alright kids, what do you reckon? Are you enjoying Nambung Station?
Yeah, the toilets.
Yeah.
Yeah? You like the toilets there? What's so good about the toilets?
There's spiders in them.
No spiders? How about you, Maribel? Even though you've got some teeth problems at the moment and your plate's annoying you?
They're great.
Great,
Great
yeah,
toilets.
yeah. Enjoying your time?
Yep.
Yeah, is that really good? What are you playing there?
Solitaire.
Oh, okay.
solitaire.
Skylar, what do you think?
Great.
Great. Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay.
You're an exciting bunch of kids. Let's go check out Mum, see what she's doing. So we've had the coffee out this morning. I brought the espresso maker. She doesn't want us to look at her boo-boos. She's getting changed. Anyway, so far so good. Great little place. Really good service by the farmers. Yeah, we're up all night playing tunes and they were pretty cool about it. The neighbours were complaining about the swear words, but fuck them.
Did they actually?
So, yeah, as you can see, they let us set up
That is so funny.
the way we want to.
Literally
So,
so funny.
that was good. There's the compadres do it.
No, I was just like retired.
So, babe, what do you think of the place?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah? What's good about it?
I don't know. Spacious. Not
Spacious.
too many people. Clean toilets, clean showers.
Yeah?
What about the toilets? Steve?
Babe, you've got to do your thing.
What thing?
Hi.
Shut up.
Come on, you're the next big thing. You know that. So there's a question, having two daughters and a wife, everywhere I go when we go to these adventures, and always ask what are the facilities like, what are the toilets like. So I'm hopefully not going to upset anyone, but I'm going to show you guys. Obviously if someone's in there I'm not going to film, but yeah, so they do have toilets, they do have showers. The toilet's quite clean. I used them this morning. So yeah, let's have a look and see how we go from there, eh? 2 blocks, one's a toilet block, one's a shower block. and I'm going to turn this off just in case and turn it back on. Well, it's only me and you naked, hope not, Alberto in here, so I thought I could film without anything. Shower, looks good enough. Let's have a look, test the water. The water comes out, that's good. See water, great. Anyway, I'm going to have a shower and you don't want to see that. Well, there you have it. Shower's really good. Made the biggest difference for my day. Good fresh morning, you know it is. Anyway, I think we're going to head to Cervantes, the Lobster Shack and the Pinnacles for lunch. We'll go to the Lobster Shack for lunch and then check out the Pinnacles again. It's always good for a little lap and keep the time. There's not much to do around here. The kids have been talking to the cows, so at least interacting with the farm animals, which is what we want. Shower was brilliant, I'm not going to lie, it felt so good. Yeah, not a bad little place.
Bark, bark. I'm boring attention to that.
Look, there's another one.
Lizard.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
We have lizard problems in our backyard.
Yeah,
Do you know how much
lizard trail.
Since you're so greedy, take them.
No, it's okay. I'm good.
Stop it.
They need to pee.
Yeah, Margaret didn't say anything and we didn't stop at the entrance. She didn't remind us. Remind us.
You can tell Isabel really wants to be here.
Why? I'm gonna walk.
Shut up.
Nuh-uh.
What? Here we are, Hangover Bay, just came from the Pinnacles Desert. Had a look at the penis shaped rocks and other shapes as well. Here we go, Hangover Bay without a hangover, woo! And of course, time to get the drone up and stalk the people in the bikinis over there. at the Lobster Shack. Gonna go grab a feed, have a beer. Wonder if they've got some entertainment. Beautiful looking place. Love coming here. Food's always awesome. Might have to sell one of the kids to afford it, but it's a beautiful place. I can't remember the name of the beer, but it's a Cerveza. So I'm having the Cerveza. It's a lemon lime hint. Not bad. That's really good. Oh, that's really good. That's yummy. Okay, let's do this. Take 2. Beer Farm Sunrise Lime Cerveza. Fucking brilliant. Oh, so good. Yum. Cheers. Hey. These spoiled kids have their own table. Izzy's going to give me a sip of the milkshake. So day 2 or day 3, Nambung Station. We're going to go on a tour. Got some beautiful dumplings for breakfast. Voila, really easy to make.
Oh, you take the lid off.
Yeah.
Where's Maribel?
And some gyoza. Went down quite well with the coffee. Good morning, Sammy. You guys are so much not fun. Good morning, Alberto.
Good morning, Ming.
Good morning, Skylar.
Morning.
Morning, Izzy.
Morning.
Morning, Evelys.
Morning.
Oh, look, she's got a camera face on today. Yay!
So dramatic.
I know, it's good, eh? Anyway, we're going to go on some tour now. And yeah, let's go have some fun. 2, 3. Hey!
She's eating.
Hi!
We're doing the farm tour this morning. We're just waiting for everyone to go, and then we're going to follow the leader. We're going to what creek?
That creek.
Something creek, and then we're going to the Pinnacles.
Bit chillier than I thought it was.
Yeah.
I'll just give you a little bit of an overview of what we do here at Nambung, and any questions anytime about farming, and a little bit about our family, a little bit about the history. Originally my wife and I, Gloria, were working on and own the farm at Miling, which is 130 k's this way. Now we've retired out to this hobby farm here.
It's a little hobby farm.
Yeah, 5,000 acres
Wow.
in Nambung, but a lot of it's not cleared. It was cleared originally over here on this side, but 2 owners ago they let it come back, and yeah, so as you know, nowadays you can't go out and knock a bush down anymore. So this side is 2,500 acres that runs right down to the sandhills where we're going this morning, and that's where we run some cattle. We were running some sheep. The sheep were always part of our business over at mining because we ran sheep and cropped oats, wheat, barley, all those sort of things. All the grain crops. Now the boys over there, my two sons, are just growing. Well, one's got a few stock, but essentially most of the eastern area from here is just total cropping. Most people have gone out of stock. Sheep is a bit of a sad story at the moment. We can't get any money for sheep. Oversupply, live export bans and lack of abattoir space, you name it, it's all compounding to make sheep a little bit hard to deal with. One reason we're going out of them, but once again it's a bit more work involved, so at my age now they're getting a bit more difficult to handle, a bit more work involved than running cattle, which we're just going to do now. This was originally a cattle farm and it is more suited to cattle. It's just that when we used to farm out there, we'd bring stock out here during the, actually the other way, we'd have stock here in the winter and we'd take them out there in the summer and put them on the stubbles, the crops that were, you know, cleaned up. So it worked in well, the three of us, two boys and myself. Now they're both separate and we run this, and much to my wife's disgust, my bright ideas, we decided to run a campground here, but I was...
It's a brilliant campground. Yes. Just want to say that, mate. We love it.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to bring people out and show a little bit about what we do out in the country. There's a real lack of connection between the city and the country. Used to be lots of little farms, lots of relations out in the country, and they could come out and the kids could go and feed the animals and stay for the weekend. Now we find that there's only a few big farms, a lot of them are corporate farms, nobody has any connection. Yeah. It's nice for the kids to be able to come out and actually feed an animal or handle it or something, because otherwise they just see them in the paddock. Yeah. And so, yeah, we hope to sort of achieve a little bit there in that sphere, as well as the fact that we've obviously got this Pinnacles in our backyard, and once again another bright idea that I thought, well, we might as well take a few people down there and let them enjoy it, share it. Back in 1840, my wife's here this morning to correct me, but I think it's 1839, is it right?
Around about the 1840s. This is called the Frederick Smith Creek here, this creek, and in the winter time it runs quite prolifically, but at the moment because of our weather it's dry. George Gray, one of our West Australian explorers, took a party to Carnarvon up the coast. He sailed up there. I'm not sure if he had horses in there as well, but they wrecked themselves up at Carnarvon getting ashore, and so then they had to come by land all the way back to Perth. Now Frederick Smith was the youngest member of that exploring party. He was also related to Florence Nightingale, if you've ever heard of her. She was a famous nurse back in the 1800s. And poor old Frederick, he was only 18, he was a botanist in this party. And they got back to this far, not far from Perth, and he got ill and he died here. So they called it Frederick Smith Creek. So that's how it's been named. So
it's sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
But his now, and his gravesite is more across it near Lancelin, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why I don't know, but this creek was named after him.
Well, they put a little plaque down there for anybody that has walked down here or may like to, and a little bit of history on there about that Frederick Smith Creek.
So this creek run out to the coast?
Interesting. It it runs into a cave out here, Brown Bone Cave, and then it goes under for several kilometres and comes out on the beach in several spots.
Actually, yeah, in the water.
And in the water.
They actually put some dye in it one time to find out where it went, and it actually came out in the water on the coast. Yeah,
yeah, it's interesting.
A long way.
Yeah,
it's quite a. There'd be probably I never thought about it, but there'd be 4 or 5 kilometres of underground before it came out in the sea. And we used to drive down the beach down to a place called Grey, and you could see this fresh water just coming out of the sand. Apparently back in the early days, once again, the sealers, they were called whalers, but sealers used to fill up their fresh water, and they'd pull into places like this, or in particular here, and fill up with fresh water out of the sea basically. And when we've been down there, we've had a mate go out fishing. You can see with a net, we used to put it around an area where there's a bit of fresh water, and it's like a bit of oil slick over the water, the fresh water coming out.
Wow.
That's how Cervantes got its name, from a whaling ship that got wrecked on the reef there and sank. And so it was called the Cervantes, so now that's what the town's called, Cervantes.
Not Cervantes.
Cervantes?
She calls it Cervantes.
It was an American whaling ship called the Cervantes after the Spanish writer Cervantes. So
There we go.
three different.
Probably one of your rallies.
Y'all came all the way here.
So it must be Cervantes.
And one of your rallies.
They might as well claim them, no one will know.
Yeah, because they were sealers in those days when they came here. There wasn't the whaling that they were into, they were after the
Sealskins.
seals.
No.
Perhaps a little bit more about the farm. We're, as I say, running cattle now. Now that I've eliminated the sheep, we're back to 100 cows. There's 30 odd heifers there and 70 cows down the back.
What do you call that fluffy one that licks you every time you pat him?
One of the donkeys?
The one with the grey sort of fluffy one. Yeah.
She was from an orphan, or actually a mother that didn't have any milk last year. And so yeah, she got brought up by a
Donkey.
previous people.
No, she's beautiful. You give her a pat, she gets up. It feels like wet sandpaper going over your arm.
It's interesting because you know how you were saying about the connection between the city and here. Like the girls were like because they hadn't experienced that, they got licked and like by the car. And they're like and like she's saying like, oh, it licked me, because like we were further away. We're like, did she say kick you? We're like, what did she say? Like, she licked me. I'm like, oh, that's all right. So they got all super excited. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Lick you to death.
Brian, do you keep the calves? Like you've got so many heifers. Do you keep the calves or do you send them away?
No, we keep the calves.
Yeah.
What we do is we market the bull calves about 6 months, a bit more than that. From now until about January, they'll be sold.
Yes.
As bull calves to live cattle trade, sorry. And they usually go to the Middle East.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's once again what obviously we're worried about, is the fact that if they stop the live sheep trade, that the possibility is that a couple more mistakes and the cattle trade will be stopped, and that would kill Australia, because the whole north of Australia depends on live cattle and going to Indonesia and that. But it's a vital market, because we produce a lot in Australia for our population. We've just got to export, and our markets are dependent, and our values are dependent on export. So
that's the problem with Australia. We export everything. We don't make anything.
yeah,
Don't add any value to it, do we?
No. We sell it. We sell a sheep's coat, to Italy for $100, and we buy a suit back for $1,000.
And we're paying export price for anything we want to eat.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. But, it's an oversupply of sheep. Cattle are not quite so bad, although the market is a bit depressed at the moment. And apparently, just hearing the other day that South America might be coming in now. They're going to perhaps compete with us against America and who else was it? Over there anyway, whereby now they're going to be clear of foot and mouth disease and stuff, so we could expect a bit more competition. But irrespective, at least cattle are a little less labour intensive. We don't have to shear them, we don't have crutching, and we don't have flies, and we don't have to get them in and work on them as often as we do with cattle.
You've got a few more brains than sheep, too.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, the only other thing, a couple of quick things, is that you might have noticed the hay there, big square bales. very expensive at the moment because last year we had basically a drought in Western Australia, and it's selling to $400 to $500 a tonne now. So one of those bales is nearly $400 worth. And our boys predominantly, well, I'd say predominantly, probably half and half, grow hay for export, and that is actually going to places like Japan and Korea, South Korea, and to feed dairy cattle. It gets dumped up into a third of that size and put into containers in 27-tonne lots and exported by ship. And of course, yeah, you know, it seems a bulky commodity to sell, doesn't it? But they haven't got the area or the feed or the water or whatever they haven't got over there, which is not much, I suppose, to run their dairy cattle. Yeah. Any other questions? If not, we might move on. As we go down through, we'll probably see some cattle, cows and calves once again, the older mums, and we'll wander our way along the edge. Down near the boundary you'll see bankshires, which you've seen bankshires probably coming in the road, but the big, they're quite spectacular in March, April. They've sort of gone past their peak at the moment. And yeah, I think that's about it. We'll see you at the next stop.
That was right. Thank you.
Just briefly, something I haven't been doing is doing this tour for some time, and this sand is coming so quickly now that you can see what's happening here. It's moving here over our fence, and won't be long at all. This sand moves from the south to the north pretty much because the strongest winds come from that direction. This year we've had a lot of southeasterlies, dry easterlies, so it's obviously coming this way. Yeah, so we'll wander up here. I'm hoping I can get to the first main area, and then we'll sort it out from there. See how I'm going, and Gloria might take you to another 2 or 3 spots. I might wait and we'll sort of come back to here. So we'll work that out as we go. See how we go.
For me, this was like, she's like, ow, ow. I'm like, what do you mean? Ow, ow.
I'm like, ow.
Everybody's ducking it. I'm just going right on.
I think like you wandering out.
I'm just looking at Emily sinking.
And I'm not that heavy too.
What are you thinking about?
Solid, so I can step on it.
Yeah, so a lot of people call this Wow Hill. Often get up here and say, wow, look at all the sand. Just while we're here, Pinnacles, where everybody goes to the National Park Interpretive Centre, and that is just over that hill.
Oh wow.
If you looked at the top of Sand Hill up there, that's about where it is. Yeah.
Pinnacles.
It's only 4 or 5 kilometres over there, and 60 kilometres around the road.
Oh wow.
This obviously is only accessible through Nambung, so we're lucky to have this. They have thought about putting a walking track, but the sand is too mobile and it'd be too dangerous. Somebody gets caught, they'd have to get him out with or got sick and had a heart attack. They'd have to take him out with helicopters.
Yeah.
So this is why we do have this to ourselves, which is nice. And nice to be able to bring you people down here and have something where there's not 5,000 other people jumping out and climbing all over things.
Yes.
Yeah, we've experienced that.
This is National Park.
We pay a licence.
I was going to say, you're going to ask me.
Yeah. And we're not allowed to tell Aboriginal stories.
Not allowed to tell Aboriginal stories.
No, we're not allowed to tell you any of the Aboriginal
History.
Dreamtime history stuff of the area.
And yeah, there's a few rules and regulations and a fee, of course.
Wow.
Yeah, they are. I've seen some of the signs at the Pinnacles yesterday.
Just in case I have to have the helicopter in.
Stop it, Brian. It's not funny.
Now I've got the school teacher behind me, so let's just see if I can get it right again, because it's a while since I've done this. You'll never guess what they are, but they are trees.
Okay, yep.
What is supposed theory here is that many thousands of years ago, this was a swamp area and covered in trees, a forest. Can't tell you exactly what trees, but there's a lot of tuits around here, so it's something like that. The reason they say it was a swamp area is because when we get further down, you'll see thousands of little shells, tiny little shells, only about as big as your fingernail, and they're consistent with what's in a swamp. And it's all pretty hard to imagine why it is now, because there's a rock
read
down.
something at the visitor centre yesterday that was here.
Oh, you've been over there?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And they're saying because of the constant moving sands, you got all taken away and eroded.
Yeah, that's what's happened here. Now, what happened was the forest got burnt. This sand is, well, actually, hang on, first of all, the rain comes down. It goes through the matter, the root matter, the litter that's on the forest floor. And as you know, most vegetative matter becomes acidic. So what happens is the rain comes down, it goes through this soil, the top area of litter basically, and it comes down and it goes into the limestone calcium type rocks, and it's typical of what happens in a lime, in a cave, I suppose, if you want to look at it that way, and that is it dissolves some rock and some rock it doesn't. So as it came down through the surface, it dissolved some rock. What happened up here was a fire took the bush off, took everything off here, and then this started to erode. And what you had down underneath is as the water had come down and dissolved some of the softer rock, it left these features here, which now become the pinnacles, because everything got blown away.
Damn it, there goes my theory.
That's
aliens?
What, aliens?
So you could, there's also theories about it being under the sea, and this country was under the sea too, because it's been under the sea for bloody way back into there. But this is the accepted theory, and I don't know whether it's still visible or not. I'm hoping I can show you where there's an ice age rock, and it's a different layer of conglomerate, so it's starting to tell you how old things are.
Yeah, wow.
And so be that as it may, that's the accepted theory. Okay, and when you get lost, come back and find that.
Actually, you can often see that communication tabs.
Oh wow.
That seems to be the calcified, harder type rock. When they break or they fall over from underneath where the sandstone seems to be a bit more softer. You always have one bloody tourist that's got to be in front, don't you? Roll!
Roll! Roll! Roll! Roll! I'm gonna fall. Hey, footprints.
What's your shoes?
We left them back there.
Shells in the middle of the desert.
The ice age.
This is the Ice Age rock.
See the truck on the side of the hill?
Yeah. Oh, it's right in front of you too.
Yeah.
Little bird.
Yeah.
They.
Might feel like yeah.
Me?
More.
Yeah, I probably will.
You guys are ruining
this weird stuff.
the pattern of the sand.
Mum, I'll probably sleep in the car hopefully. A, the sun.
Holes in some of these ones down.
Nambung Station, private tour of their little backyard private desert.
Elephant Rock
Yeah,
in Cervantes.